First is roll call of directors.
President Garvin,
Here.
Vice President Smith. Here. Treasurer Kraft,
Here.
Secretary Pratt,
Here.
and Director Sparrow.
Here. Next up is Pledge of Allegiance and call on Director Sparrow to lead us. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Director Sparrow. That brings us to changes to the agenda. Hearing none, we have some consent agenda items. Minutes from our 11-9 and 11-6 meeting. Those look good. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So make a motion, we approve them. I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Motion by Sparrow and second by Pratt. That takes us to financial reports, and item A is loan payment to Leasing Central around apparatus, and I'll call on interim chief law to present.
Thank you, board. And in your packet is a memo for actually both A and B. Truman did say that we've probably already formally approved these when you guys adopted the IGA last week with the city because they're listed out in that IGA, but for full transparency, we wanted to bring this to you. Board policy does state that the fire chief can only make budgeted purchases up to $50,000. These two loan payments are for $57,645.70 and $53,246.75. So they're just over that a lot of amounts. So first one is for central leasing, which is for apparatus that we purchased back in 2015, and then the other one is was originally an intergovernmental loan with the city of McMinnville through their wastewater for our cardiac monitors. That's the $53,000 one. So I'm just looking for a motion just to put full transparency out there and motion approval to pay those two bills.
Any questions for Chief Law around the two payments?
Those were both budgeted, weren't they?
They were, yes.
Any other discussion? Entertain a motion for approval of two separate budgeted loan payments exceeding $50,000 each. Draft, does that sound good to you?
Yes, that sounds good to me.
Made a motion?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to pay both debts.
All right, motion by Director Pratt,
I'll second it.
second by Vice President Smith. And all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously 5-0. And that takes us. That takes us to public comment. And now would be the time for anybody in the audience to speak to anything that's regarding district business, not to exceed 3 minutes. Did we get any notices today of anybody wanting to speak? And if anybody on Zoom would like to speak, you can use the raise your hand feature. Doesn't look like anybody wants to speak on Zoom, so we'll close public comment. And that takes us to action items. First up is resolution 2023-16, and I'll call on Chief Law to brief us on that.
So this resolution is to approve an intergovernmental agreement between McMinnville Fire District and the city of McMinnville to continue contract services for ITIS and finance services. The finance services, I believe, is just some wrap-up stuff as we will be set forth towards being fully independent with our own books by January 1st. So it's just a continuation, 6 months with the option to extend an additional 3 months.
Any questions for Chief Law around resolution 2316?
This is just to allow us to continue utilizing those services until we can
Till we hire.
put out the process and.
Yeah.
Okay.
And once we have a chief in pocket, then we can go down that path of, you know, what we want to do first. We want to look for finance person or HR person or run them parallel, whatever. Any other questions?
Do we have any idea what they're gonna charge us for the services? It's gonna be in line with the current agreement?
Yeah, it's just gonna be time and material like the current agreement is. And we haven't seen any crazy bills from that I'm aware of. So, any other discussion? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve resolution 2023-16.
Make a motion that we approve resolution 2023-16.
Motion by Vice President Smith and a second.
Second.
Second by Director Sparrow. Thank you, gentlemen. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes resolution passes unanimously 5-0. That takes us to. Oh, my agenda went. 2024 meeting schedule. So when we first got sworn in, we had a lot of board policies to get through and wanted to make sure we weren't slowing anything down. Our meetings have gotten shorter and shorter, and in the interest of staff time and what they need to do to prep for these meetings, and as well as community members that want to be engaged and line staff that want to be here, I think we're definitely at a point we could probably cut back to 2 meetings a month and go down to the second and fourth Thursday, still at 1800. And then, you know, as those shorten up, we can probably eventually get down to 1 meeting a month, possibly around, you know, first of the next fiscal year, July 1, and maybe even sooner, but I think we should be cognizant of staff time and community engagement and make sure that we're not just having meetings to have meetings. So, and just wanted to have it on the agenda and have the discussion. If you guys would be interested in doing that, starting in January and
2 a month.
2 a month and second and fourth Thursday at 1800.
That's good.
Okay. Okay. So we'll run it by Truman, make sure we don't need to have a resolution next week, but if we do, we'll have one on the agenda.
Very good.
Any thoughts on that, Jeff? Are you good?
No, I think it makes sense.
That takes us to board commission liaison reports. First up is Traff. Anything on LoSAP?
No, nothing new on LoSAP. We just had our or Chief Law sent to me. I wasn't able to make the last meeting, but the November statement, and not much has changed. Roughly, we're getting 3% on the principal balance right now, and I think we paid out roughly the same. There might have been $1,000 difference with payouts and what we're getting in interest, so it's remaining about the same.
All right. And Director Sparrow, anything new on branding? I know you said you were gonna do a color palette, but I don't remember if that was before this meeting or
No, it's after.
after. Okay.
The graphic designer gonna sync this week, so it's far. It's Wednesday,
Okay.
so portion needed the designs.
Sounds good. We'll look forward to hearing about it next week. Board information reports. So send final stuff with Chief's process and should have a executive session next week. So we'll start our meeting with that next week and go from there. And then department reports. First up is local 3099. Volunteer President Goodman. Fire Chief report.
Yes, thank you. A couple of things. I just want to start off with kind of on a sad note. This week we were informed of the passing of retired Assistant Chief Jan Fox. He passed away over the weekend. I did get family contact information today, and we're reaching out to them to see what the plans and if there's anything that we can do to support them as an organization. So more to come on that. I just wanted to let you guys know that. Ironically, last night we completed our toy delivery, which Jan Fox and Charlie Price were the two founding individuals of that program. So it was kind of a tribute that we had to him last night, as we were able to deliver out to 111 households toys. And at the end of the day, I think we had about 400 kids total supporting, whether it was through our program or another program, and about 2,000 gifts given. We did complete the AO process today that we talked about I mentioned last week's board meeting. That process went smooth, and we completed that earlier this afternoon. Also, I just wanted to clarify, Vice President Smith last week had asked if we had known vacancies coming up in 2024. For that, I was referring to known people resigning or retiring or leaving the organization. We do have some known vacancies. I just wanted to let you know of some FMLA related leave that we know will be coming up in the spring. I think we have about 5 individuals that we're aware of right now. They'll be taking time off for various different reasons. So I just wanted to let you know that. Wasn't sure which one you were talking about, but
I was thinking retirement.
Okay.
Just how close are we to getting fully staffed?
gotcha. Yep. Chief Hanfman will be returning tomorrow afternoon. So as long as her flights and everything are not delayed, she'll be back in pocket tomorrow afternoon. We'll be doing some work around here on Saturday to do some catch up before next week. And then lastly, as we make this transition to the fire district, we ran our first check run this week for checks payable out of the fire district account. I just wanted to offer it up to you guys if you wanted to be signers on the first 3 checks that the district will be issuing in our account. If not, admin can take care of that. So just wanted to offer that up if you wanted to be the first signers on the first checks.
Thank you. Anything, Chief Darby?
Just quick update on the public records. We officially, with the city reporter today, got officially separated from the city for all public records requests. We updated the website. Jenny James wrote all work into that. So we're official now. So all public records requests come straight to the fire district of the city.
Awesome. All right, that takes us to correspondence. Anybody get any mail? No? Informational items, Chief Law and I and President Godfrey attended this new sheriff getting sworn in today. So we got a new sheriff in the county and
New sheriff in town.
yeah, new sheriff in town, really packed room. Look, really good turnout. So that's Sam Elliott, who was PD and is now Sheriff of Yamaha County. And any other informational items?
Nope.
All right, with that, our next meeting is Thursday, the 28th of December at 6 p.m. here at Station 1.